I'm reading from a letter that was hand-delivered October 3rd this year to the Board of Supervisors, Thomas Toller, and the County Counsel. It reads as follows: Cease and desist. The state of California has passed AB 969, enacted in October of 2023 using the urgency clause. The bill states this bill would declare that it is to take effect immediately as an urgency statute. This act is an urgency statute necessary for the immediate preservation of public peace, health, or safety within the meaning of Article 4 of the California Constitution, and shall go into effect immediately. The facts constituting the necessity are: in order to ensure that the county election officials know what voting system they will be using, particularly with the upcoming 2024 March presidential primary. It is necessary for this act to take place immediately. Well, the California Constitution, Article 4, Section 8D states in pertinent part, urgency statutes are those necessary for immediate preservation of the public peace, health, and safety. A statement of facts constituting the necessity shall be set forth in one section of the bill.
Section 2 fails to state any facts supporting the assertion of a threat to public peace, health, or safety. In this Assembly bill, there are no facts stating either that any election official was unaware of what voting system they would be using, nor any facts amounting to an urgency within the meaning of the California Constitution, Article 4. Additionally, voting by citizens that is accurately counted does not impact public peace, health, or safety. Thus, there is absolutely no logical, legal, or constitutional basis for the alleged urgency. Therefore, the use of the urgency clause to bypass normal legislative process was and is unlawful and deprived the citizens of California of an opportunity for the public referendum. Misusing this urgency clause to avoid checks on legislation and prevent public input is an abuse of legislative authority. It prevents the citizen from having a voice in the legislative process as required by the California State Constitution.
Article 2, Section 9 of the California Constitution provides for the referendum process in California. Citizens have the power to approve or reject statutes or parts of statutes, except for urgency statutes and some other fiscal exceptions. If the legislature had not improperly used the process reserved for public health and safety emergencies, the citizens of California could have reviewed and challenged the law by referendum pursuant to Article 2, Section 9 of the California Constitution. You have been placed in the unfortunate position where you are unable to conduct the 2024 general election without breaking either state or federal laws. You cannot comply with newly enacted state laws without breaking federal laws. You cannot comply with federal laws without breaking this newly enacted state law. Additional reasons to cease and desist. Application of the Help America Vote Act. The Help America Vote Act of 2002, hereinafter HAVA, requires accurate voter rolls to be maintained by the local jurisdiction. California counties have hundreds and even thousands of ineligible voters on their rolls. This violates HAVA's requirement for accuracy and compliance in elections, including the voter rolls. You know this because many citizens have taken it upon themselves to audit the voter rolls because our government does not. And they have found hundreds and thousands of ineligible voters. Some of these citizens have come before officials only to be disparaged and ignored. Many of our elections are decided by less than 100 votes and some by less than 10 votes. inaccurate voter rolls are an incontestable fact. The Election Integrity Project California reported that they found 1,834,789 more registered voters than eligible citizens in the state voter rolls, including active and inactive voters.
HAVA was enacted due to the 2000 Bush Gore election debacle, which greatly divided voters and destroyed voter trust. Simply articulated, if voter rolls are not accurate and compliant, elections cannot be certified as compliant or accurate, meeting the standards set within HAVA. HAVA has designed to provide a zero trust model for voting systems, which includes transparency to address trust issues when using electronic voting machines. Although election fraud exists in individual local races, these widespread trust issues did not exist before electronic mechanical machines. In addition, HAVA falls under the Civil Rights Act, therefore certifying inaccurate or non-compliant elections violates every citizen's civil rights when elections are not accurate or election laws have been violated. Financial reasons to comply with HAVA. Not only is HAVA a federal law, but because this county has accepted federal money pursuant to HAVA, it is also contract law. This county entered a contract with the federal government when it accepted funds under the Help America Vote Act. The Board of Supervisors voted to accept these funds. County Counsel signed off on the contract, and the ROV clerk recorder agreed to comply with the terms of that contract.
If this county follows California law, and specifically AB 969, the county cannot meet the contractual requirements of the Help America Vote Act. If the county intends to follow California law, the county will deprive the citizens of the transparency required, resulting in a misappropriation of federal funds. Failing to follow the federal mandated HAVA, the county would have to return the HAVA funds to the federal government. If the county returns the HAVA funds, the county cannot pay for the election equipment that the county is required by California law to use.
Boards of Supervisors have a problem. Each of you swore an oath to the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the State of California. Both constitutions guarantee citizens the right to have their vote accurately counted and to elect their representatives. Your oath is not to the government, but to the Constitution and to the people you represent. Certifying uncertifiable elections in a federal election can reach the level of treason. Do not assume just because county officials have not been held accountable to this point that they will not be held accountable now or in the future. We pray those involved do not expose themselves or the county to this financial obligation. We respectfully demand that the county comply with both California and federal constitutions rather than following new enacted and unconstitutional California laws. First, the process must be transparent and the counts must be verified. Second, only eligible voters should be allowed to vote. To meet these requirements, the county should have a one-day hand-counted elections requiring ID to vote and mail-in ballots limited to legitimate absentee voters. Your thoughtful consideration of this matter contained in this letter and the requirements of your oath to the United States and the California Constitution are greatly appreciated. The favor of a reply is also requested.
Good morning, Board. Good morning, County Council and Chair. And Joe, you've been doing a great job, and we appreciate you. And with what you've heard and what you've been served last week, 2 weeks ago on the 3rd, we expect you to do your due diligence and research this and give accurate counsel to our Board of Supervisors concerning certification of the vote. I'm sure you're all aware that in 2020, our election was never certified by the sitting Secretary of State at the time, who was Alex Padilla. He never certified the election vote of 2020. Why do you think that is? We believe it's because he knew it was a fraudulent election, and he did not certify that. So this is the grounds that we're coming to you now to say, because nothing has really taken place to change our system of voting, even though we did get a new ROV, had our hopes that things would be changed, nothing has really changed of anything meaningful to make our voting system and our process transparent and our election qualified for certification. So this is the reason that you've all been served. Of course, Tom Toller's been served. As you may not be aware, even still, the person who certified the vote wasn't until April 7th of 2021, and that was Shirley Weber. Alex Padilla stepped in his position as Attorney General. Shirley Weber slid into her position, and she got stuck with the job of certifying a fraudulent vote. So this is where we are now. If you haven't figured it out by now, nothing has changed. We are still at the place where HAVA requires that we clean up our voter rolls, and that doesn't happen because it doesn't happen in the counties. It's supposed to happen with the state, and certainly the state doesn't do it. So we're left with a system that has dirty voter rolls, and you can't sweep a dirt floor. We need to go to, just as was demonstrated today, the technical difficulties that we had today proves that we need to have a backup, an Amish backup plan for everything. Paper poll books, we've been asking Tom Toller, Joanna, do we have paper poll books? They said no, it's not going to happen. Do we have paper street rosters? No, she says it's not street rosters. Joanna says it's called a voter list, whatever. We've been over and over again to say we need backup to verify that when we go in to vote, that everything can be reconciled. Now we're being told that we're not even going to get the tabulators at the end of election day, that we're going to be forced to just trust the system. Everything's documented by vapor. You need to trust it. That's really happened. There's no paper trail. And this is by design. They torch the trail behind them so we cannot verify, we can't audit, and we can't reconcile our ballots. So we have a problem. We're excited that in 3 weeks, Mary, we are your constituents. We're in District 3 and things are going to change in 3 weeks, and we're really happy about that you won't be there any longer. So in 3 months. So we thank you.